Hey everybody, welcome back to MicroReviewReviews.com. We have a beer tonight, which I thought we'd reviewed before, but maybe not. It's called the Finest Kind IPA out of the SmuttyNose Brewing Company out of New Hampshire. So this is a beer, like I said, I thought we've already reviewed. It's an IPA. It is 75 IBUs, which is phenomenal, in my opinion. 6.9 ABVs. Alright, so listen to this. Got Magnum hops, Simcoe hops, Centennial hops, and Amarillo hops. The four best hops on the planet to put together. American two-row malts, crisp pale malts, and C60s. I have no clue what that is. But the cool thing about this thing, these guys out of New Hampshire threw this together to commemorate the 19th century ales that made it across the voyage from England to the Cape of Good Hope. Another reason they brewed this beer is simply because of all the hop heads. So if you're watching this, you might consider yourself one of those. Excuse me. So this is a salute to the American hop grower, citrusy hop flavor with a mixture of this Simcoe hops, pleasantly balanced with the Amarillo hops. The 75 IBUs gives it the hop flavor that the hop heads crave. Excuse me. So let's check it out. So, SmuttyNose has this really cool kind of seal on the background of a mountain. You can't see it, I realize that, but it's pretty cool. I have had one of these, like I said before. I thought I reviewed this. I remember this being kind of very hoppy, not much fruitiness to it, which is good, but as you can see, it's the perfectly, well, let me backtrack. It's a little hazy. It's golden color, thin white frothy foamy head, almost a zero carbonation, but a tad, which is good. You smell Simcoe and Centennial hops. They have a very unique flavor. That is exactly what's in here. But, and I know the camera can't show it, it's got this kind of haze to it, which can lend to some very good flavors. So, 75 IBUs. That's important. Let's try it. It's what I remember. So, it's got a nice little kind of effervescence to it. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. A lot of that has to do with that haziness to it. It's a little bit thicker than some other pale ales. But the thing I like about this beer, I remember this about this beer, it's what I call has a slight dirty taste. It's not as filtered as some other pale ales, but when it hits your palate, it doesn't feel grainy. It feels flavorful. It's a huge difference. And if you're an IPA lover or a hop head, you'll know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have that kind of residual, unfiltered taste to it, even though it looks like it should. It has this more of a pound of the fuller body, yet it also lets your palate enjoy the hops before the finishing. So this is one of those beers, I think this is kind of a hidden gem. I typically don't buy this brewery a lot, but when I do, I've had one I didn't like, two that I really liked. I am very critical about IPAs. This one is unique. I like how, even though it's slightly unfiltered, it's got this really good finish to it. And it really, it's like a build-up. Beginning okay, middle okay, you finish with the beer, it's got a great ending to it. It's very, very well balanced. It's a really good beer. This is one of those beers that I could see, if you watch my other videos, I have 2 beer refrigerators. one that I store beers in, one that I go to on a regular basis. This is one I could see keeping for, a couple on hand. It's just got a really good balance to it. If you're like IPAs, you should try it. I'll repeat myself. I am critical about IPAs. I'd give this at least a 4, if not a 4.5. This is one of the better IPAs. A price point of $9 for a 6-pack. That's awesome for the amount of background this beer has. It's really good. I'm struggling with this review. I've done 2 or 3 reviews recently that are way too long. I like to keep them under 4 minutes, but I struggle with this one because I don't normally purchase this brewery, but this is one of those beers where if you try it and you like IPAs, I think you'll buy it again. So, that's our review. 4 to 4.5. Let us know what you think. Leave comments to YouTube channel. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We upload all the time. We appreciate you watching. And we will see you again real soon. Cheers.